Hey guys, Recap Master here, and welcome back to another recap of Dragon Ball Kakumei. I'll be recapping Chapter 3, so if you enjoy the video, like and subscribe. Chapter 3 starts off with Bulma telling Vegeta that they need to find Broly, but he also informs Bulma of Broly's potential and how he can be useful. The conversation ends with Vegeta saying he will send Gohan, Goten, and Trunks to meet Whis. The scene cuts to Piccolo's training being interrupted by something, and we're now cut to Jaco being yelled at by a furious Bulma. Bulma complains about how Jaco is a slacker as Vegeta takes Bulma outside. Gohan and Pan greets Vegeta, who in turn greets them with a threat to Jaco. Bulma begins to whine, causing Vegeta to give her to Videl. Vegeta then sits with Gohan and questions him on what's to be done in 2 years. Gohan replies that proper training and studying will be of necessity. This leads to Vegeta. Gohan rejects the proposal, stating he already has a plan for his training and how Goten and Trunks can train in the hyperbolic time chamber. Vegeta praises his idea and asks if he has an idea of what Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien can do. Gohan gives a thumbs up, saying he found something. We now cut to the next scene, Gohan flying to Krillin's house and greets Krillin and Android 18, who are with their daughter. Krillin greets Gohan, asking how he is, to which Gohan replies that he is fine and inquires if he knows where Yamcha and Tien are, and Krillin replies that they are inside. Gohan informs Krillin that he's planned the type of training he will be doing for the 2 years. The conversation is cut short as Gohan is interrupted by a beeping sound. It's revealed that it's Vegeta who warns that Son Goku was in Universe Zero when the Grand Priest froze it. With the newfound information leaked, everyone is frozen and shocked by the news. We then cut back to Piccolo, who is talking to these 2 bald-headed Namekians and their Supreme Kai, who has the hairline of a pineapple. They asked Piccolo for his help, stating they each of them have something they can contribute. We are then taken to Planet Vampire, where Bulma and Jaco have found Broly and Chile. Chile greets Bulma and Bulma greets them back, going over to Broly to praise his height. Master Roshi speaks up as well, agreeing with Krillin, stating he has been training all his life and doesn't see how he can make any more progress. A determined Gohan then speaks again, telling them how his father has been protecting them for years, giving his life to the weak without hesitation. He then goes on to tell them if they want to stay with their people, do it, but his father and billions of others need their help. And with that speech, Yamcha and Tien agree to help. We see Android 18 and Krillin going to the back, and 18 assures Krillin that she will support him in any case, whether he wants to stay or go and fight. We see Krillin left with a difficult choice. The scene cuts to Vegeta, Goten, and Trunks getting ready to go train alongside Whis. But Bulma is upset to see them go. Noticing this, Trunks promises to come back to her as soon as possible, and Vegeta says his goodbyes as well before giving her to her grandparents. We cut back to Krillin, who seemed to have made his decision to go fight with the rest of his friends. They fly to meet up with Vegeta, Goten, and Trunks, along with Whis. Chile asked Bulma what she wants from them, to which Bulma replies if she saw the black ball in the sky. Then this dried-up nutsack, who looks like someone's grandpa, speaks up asking if she has had the dream as well. And Bulma questions this a dream, but it wasn't one, it was the Grand Priest. Bulma says the dried-up nutsack insists that it was a dream and how the 3 had a collective dream. Bulma finds this strange. Then it clicks for her. She then states that the Grand Priest must have found a way to warn the billions of sleeping beings. Chile then shouts if the dream was actually real and questions if there really is a war, to which Bulma confirms. We now see Bulma getting a call from Whis, who informs Bulma of bad news. Whis tells Bulma information we will soon find out. We now see Gohan, who is talking to most of the Z fighters, telling them they still have a role to play, even with Dad gone, and he explains he has training that will suit each and every one of them. Wiz then makes a head count, making sure everyone is there, then asks what will the program be. Gohan then tells Whis to start with Universe 9, which Vegeta questions. We see Gohan telling Yamcha, Tien, and Krillin they will go see the Triofdangers. Krillin questions this, and Yamcha asks if Gohan means the 3 foxes he told him about, to which Gohan replies yes, stating that they are much stronger than Cell or Majinbu. Yamcha, being Yamcha, mocks the 3 foxes, stating he can handle them by himself, to which Tien tells him not to get cocky, and Gohan and Krillin laugh. Wiz then puts a barrier around them, and they begin to leave while Trunks shouting goodbye to his grandpa and his sister. They then fly into space, and then the scene ends. We are brought back to Bluma, Chile, and Broly, leaving planet Vampa, heading to a new planet called Planet Sadala. We cut back to the Z fighters, who seem to have arrived at Universe 9 planet Calumet, and Wiz states the planet is known to have thick layer of clouds surrounding it, and Gohan, it's made out of cotton, and streams, which Krillin questions and asks how thick it is, to which Wiz replies it's 3,000 kilometers thick, or half the radius of the planet at its center. Krillin is amazed by how thick it is and questions if they have to go through that. Gohan then asks Wiz if he heard, to which Wiz confirms. Then it shows Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien heading down to the planet Calumet, seeming like the entrance, to which Gohan states that it wasn't a issue at all. We then see the people that belong to the planet all wearing hoods before heading back to Krillin, who tells Gohan, Yamcha, and Tien let's go, but Gohan tells Krillin he gets off at the next stop. And Yamcha asked Gohan if he decided to go after all, to which Gohan says yes. They didn't say where Gohan was heading, so we will later find out. We fast forward to Gohan getting off, but it is unknown which universe or planet he went to. We only see Trunks and Goten questioning why he got off in that area. We cut to Vegeta getting off at planet Sadala, where all the other Saiyans look at him confused until one of them speaks up, saying that Vegeta is a Saiyan. Vegeta repeats what he said before chopping him in the neck, marking his place as their prince. The rest of the Saiyans get ready to attack Vegeta, calling him a jerk, to which Vegeta mocks as he refers to them as wimps. We see the arrival of Goten and Trunks, and Beerus' planet and Lord Beerus, shouting at Whis, asking what is going on. Whis asked Lord Beerus to be indulgent, but Lord Beerus refuses, stating his planet is not a club med and that he doesn't want kids around. This enraged Goten, who yells at Beerus, telling him his dad may be dead now. Beerus, with an angry glare, states to Goten his father is the least of his worries in a war of this magnitude, and he says Goku would end up dying one moment or another. Goten wastes no time before powering up to Super Saiyan, lunging toward Beerus, but Trunks jumps in the way, telling Goten to stop, and that he is crazy. Goten orders Trunks to move out the way, but Trunks refuses Goten, then gets more desperate, yelling at Trunks, please. But then Lord Beerus zooms through the air, grabbing Grown by the face, throwing him into a nearby moon, and a injured Goten glares at Beerus, telling him this isn't over, before Beerus grabs his face again, about to blast Goten away before. And Whis tells Beerus alright. We then cut back to planet Calumet, where Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien are asking around for help, and then we see the trio of dangers who have spotted them. Then the scene ends, cutting back to Vegeta, who has beaten every Saiyan that attacked him, before we see Caulifla asking what he is doing here. Next, we see Jaco, who says they have arrived in Universe 6, asking if they got shaken up on the way, to which Bluma calls him an idiot. Jaco flies towards planet Sadala. We are then taken to Universe 11, where Lord Belmont is about to give up his God of Destruction title to Toppo. His angel then explains that he has been a god of destruction for 185 years, and how the powers of immortality attributes to gods of destruction as long as they keep their reign. Belmod then speaks, saying he has already lived a very long time, even for his species. Belmod then praises Jiren, Toppo, and Dispo for being strong warriors who he respects. And with his last words being said, the transfer of Belmod's god destruction powers to Toppo begins with the energy being sucked out of him, going into Toppo. We then see Dispo and Jiren seeing a crash of energy from afar, and Dispo goes to investigate before stopping and seems to recognize someone. We are now back to Toppo, prior to his transformation being completed, and we see a weak and older version of Belmod, who looks like he's been walking for a drop of water for 10 years collapse to the ground on the brink of death. Yes, folks, they did him dirty. We see Toppo on his knees screaming for Lord Belmod as we now cut to Dispo and Gohan being glared at by Toppo. Gohan states that he doesn't know what's going on, but they have a lot to offer him,